जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम एंड भारत माता की जय। स्वागत है आपको ऑन द फौजी शो। टुडे वी हैव विद अस वेरी स्पेशल गेस्ट, जिनके साथ वीडियो बनाने से पहले मैं सोच रहा था कि कितने वीडियो बनाने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि बायोडेटा सर का पढ़ के मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था कि एक वीडियो से तो काम नहीं चलेगा। बट सर से आज हम बात करेंगे रिगार्डिंग एसएसबी। आज हमारे गेस्ट होंगे ग्रुप कैप्टन भरत सर। सर का प्रोफाइल मैं आपके लोगों के साथ भी शेयर करूंगा डिस्क्रिप्शन में। डू रीड इट आउट। सर इज अ founder of a organization called Sainik School Gurukul School. Sorry, I
Sainik
apologize, sir.
Gurookool.
Sainik Gurukul, sir. And sir has been a GTO for many years, and he was in the Air Force. He has been instructor at NDA, at AFA, at DIPR, जो कि संस्था है जो एक असेसर्स को ट्रेन करते हैं। एंड उसके अलावा सर वाज आल्सो ओआईसी ट्रेनिंग एट शहीद भगत सिंह प्रिपरेटरी स्कूल, जो दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट रन करती है। एंड सर वाज द रीजन बिहाइंड देयर सक्सेस। तो आज हम सर से जानेंगे एसएसबी के रिगार्डिंग कि कैसे आपको लोगों को एसएसबी की तैयारी करनी चाहिए। ऑल्सो वी आर जॉइंड बाय आवर स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन कोहॉर्ट। एट द एंड दे विल आस्क क्वेश्चंस रिगार्डिंग एसएसबी।
तू चलता चल, तू चलता चल, तू चलता चल, तू बढ़ता चल, तू बढ़ता चल, तू बढ़ता चल, तू लड़ता चल, तू लड़ता चल, तू लड़ता चल, तू बढ़ता चल, तू बढ़ता चल, तू बढ़ता चल।
Sir, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It's a honor and a privilege to host you. And sir, मैं चाहता हूँ ऑडियंस को थोड़ा अपने बारे में और बताइए, जो मैंने पॉइंट्स मिस आउट कर दिए, बिकॉज आपका प्रोफाइल इतना बड़ा था।
No,
तो
no, no. You have covered. Thank you very much for inviting me. You have covered most of the details, and I had the privilege of probably being from the service selection boards, and I would say service has been very kind. I had flown the, I would say, द प्रेसिडेंट एंड द प्राइम मिनिस्टर का जो क्रू होता है, मैं उसमें भी रहा हूँ. आई फ्लोन फ्रॉम इन एयर हेडक्वार्टर कम्युनिकेशन स्क्वाड फ्रॉम 2003 to 2009. So those days I've seen, I mean, you can say that I've flown the VVIPs of this place, and I was part of the team which used to fly. I wouldn't say that I've flown every time. Definitely I've flown them. I have seen them from close. So that is what I can tell you. And other than this, I've been, I would say, uh, a keen learner. I can say that's what I would like to learn every day.
अच्छा, फॉर
That's
दोज हु डोंट नो, लाइक टू लर्न का मतलब मैं थोड़ा एक्सपैंड करता हूँ। सर इज एन एमबीए एमएससी इन साइकोलॉजी, बीए तो एनडीए से की है सर ने। सर यू वर फ्रॉम विच स्क्वाड्रन?
I'm from Delta Squadron, and
ग्रेट टैग।
yeah, I'm from Delta Squadron, and I have been a Divo in Alpha Squadron.
Okay. Sir,
Uh,
do you used to give lift to cadets of Delta Squadron?
Obviously, I feel you should ask the cadets, then cadets. Now they're all colonels and all. Uh,
Yes, sir.
so obviously that I think if you will give lift to India's squad, as I know anybody, if you don't give, they'll curse you.
And sir, what was the routine when you were the BDO in battalion at night? So
Yeah,
Delta
yeah.
Squad,
Delta
what do
squad,
you used to?
yeah, I mean, a little bit of the CSM will be trying to take a little bit of advantage, 15 minutes or 20 minutes more study period or some other activity, toughening activity or something. They'll tell and do it. And finally, you go and get the lights out ensured and all. That's how you do it. But it's not every time. And you are an instructor, you are not a seven-termer. That is always there. That maturity comes. But definitely you will, when there is 19-20 ka, so the cadets themselves will tell you, sir, that's
Great.
okay.
Sir, you were an instructor at DIPR. So can you tell the audience DIPR करती क्या है और मतलब काम क्या है उनका, and what is like what goes behind the selection of these assessors?
Okay, it's a very nice question. To be more clear to you, in DIPR, I was associated with one of the projects. So my time used to go more in that. I have done less of teaching in DIPR rather than project work. And as far as DIPR is concerned, this is one of the oldest labs of DRDO. In fact, it started before, at the time of independence, you can say, and they worked for almost 8 years to get the selection system in process, the existing selection system. And you will find that DRDO regulates the policies which are involved in all selection process. Secondly, they train all the assessors, the GTOs, the psychologists, the interviewing officers, and all three services come. Even Coast Guard people come. They also conduct some courses for the JCOs. So you can say that it's a research lab on one side, and on the other side, it's a teaching lab also. As far as the projects are concerned, you'll be surprised they do some projects like some. I know when I was posted, my tenure has been a short tenure only. However, in that tenure, I saw that somebody is doing a project on stone printing in Srinagar and Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay, great.
Somebody is doing. I know somebody who has done a project on. We have these trained dogs, squads in Air Force, Army, and all. No? तो उनका साइकोलॉजी पे भी कोई कर रहा है. आई नो समबडी
Okay,
हु इज डूइंग डेमोग्राफिक मैपिंग ऑफ मणिपुर डेमोग्राफी. वहाँ का लोकल्स के पास जाते हैं, वहां से इनपुट लेते हैं. तो बेसिकली इट इज, यू कैन से दैट्स द इंस्टीट्यूशन व्हिच डील्स विद मिलिट्री साइकोलॉजी.
okay, great.
So you can say that that is the stop. In fact, it's one of the unique institutions which deals with psychology. In fact, they do some projects on the CAPF also.
Oh, great.
They do the assessment and things like that. They help them out in getting the assessment done properly. And you will also find that they do certain services which are confidential, which are like target mapping of people, famous leaders abroad, across the board. So these are kept under the wraps, but you will find that they are capable of doing such things.
Okay,
So that is the basic. But if you see from the services point of view, they conduct all India standardization so that the Army, Navy, and Air Force, within the technique they want to standardize. They will do the intra-technique standardization. They will do inter-service standardization. Like people feel that कि Army board ऐसा है, Air Force board ऐसा है. So these kind of things, it's basically technical support to the services.
ओके. एंड सर आपने प्रोजेक्ट्स की बात की, सो एक आपने मैं आपकी प्रोफाइल पढ़ रहा था अबाउट डिनोवो प्रोजेक्ट, एंड a few years back it came in the a newspaper and all ki SSB will soon be a 3-day process rather than a 5-day process. So what is this Denovo project, and do you see it happening in the future?
See, Denovo project was started in 2009. And I got involved with it in the last stage, you can say. See, the services have asked for it, and for reasons best known to the service, they said we don't want any change as of now for some years. Because maybe the timelines, see, when you do research, the timelines are not as you decide. So sometimes the timelines shoot off. See, the user is the armed forces. The person who is the service provider is the DRDO or the DIPR. This happens even in HAL aircrafts or missile technology, rockets, anything like that. So this is more of a process. This is more subjective than an objective thing like making a rocket. So you will find that the research was done for 10 years. I think they have done we have done certain trials also. That is how I have interacted in like I have not only worked in the AFSBs, I have worked in an army board also in Bangalore. So I know the system, how it works, and I've interacted with the naval people there, their assessors. So now you will know that almost I have done about 250 candidates on this Denovo system. See, what happens is there were certain review on the principles of ground testing, group testing, review on principles of psychology. So now, see, these are all, you would say, in the world, like we have accepted this system, or we took this system from the British. The British took this system, or rather, they had approached the German technology. Actually, I'll tell you a background of the present system. See, after the World War One, when the Germans lost, it's a known fact that there was a national, I would say, as a nation, they were frustrated or they wanted to get back. So they, at that time, Sigmund Freud, Alport, and all the psychologists, they had come up with new theories. So they, before that, people used to always do an interview and join. US Army just had some Alpha test and Bravo test. They started slowly the psych point of it. So that is when they started the psych involvement. So they wanted leaders who will lead the men in the war. So they wanted psych profiling. That is how they got into this projective techniques, the TAT and SRT and VAT. These things have come up. And thereafter, they have jumped into the GT because they want complete package. So they observed, like, if you ask me personally, why did I get into GT? Because I've done rovers of 4 courses, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104. So now I know that when you go through the rovers, you know that you are subject to stress, you are given various situations, and that is how you as analyze the personality of the person. Same thing happens. I've done a course called Jungle and Snow Survival. Even in that course, you will find that you are subject to different, like Khana Pakao is a competition, 10 pitching is a competition, the field is different. So same principles are followed in group testing. Like you will say that you will give the group discussion where you have given an abstract, knowledge is being checked, abstract planning in group planning exercise. Then you go to the PGT where you start seeing, you'll start implementing the, I would say, plans into practical. So the social field is changing. The principle is called a social field. So this is how it has got evolved. So these were reviewed, and finally the services said that we want to continue for some more time. This I am aware of because that's how they said that okay, we will keep the these things. There are some learnings. There are certain amount of this thing which is documented, and the report is given to the services. This is the knowledge which I have about this.
Okay, great. So you have been also associated with the CPSS process, which is there for flying. So, how different is it from PABT? What was PABT? What is CPSS? And how can one go about preparing for CPSS? Because, as in case ki not everyone has that access to those simulators these days. Many academies are having those, but what is the right process in your opinion?
In my thought process, I have been like when I went for my SSB in 1990, there was something called as a drum test. It
Okay.
was the machine test there. Okay,
Okay.
then in around late 90s, they changed over to the PABT,
Okay.
wherein we got the computer, and when we started doing those two tests in initially we had the see PABT used to have two aspects. Even CPSS has got two aspects. One is the pen and paper wala, ya fir I would say the ability of it is checked your एविएशन सेंस जो है आपका वो चेक करता है उसमें one of them is to read the instruments, one of them is to imagine the aeroplane in a different phases of flight, कि अभी जहाज उड़ रहा है या नीचे आ रहा है या टर्न कर रहा है, लेफ्ट टर्न कर रहा है, बैंक एंड टिल्ट एंड दिस काइंड ऑफ सम इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स लाइक आर्टिफिशियल होराइजन, इसको आपको पढ़ाया जाएगा और देन दे विल सी आर यू एबल टू रिकॉग्नाइज दिस. That is the test, written test you can call, even though now they do it on the computer, but that's part of the written test. Now you get one step ahead, then the psychomotor skills will be checked. Now the
Okay.
psychomotor skills के लिए पहले there used to be two tests, control velocity test, and there was that if you ask me to put it in simpler terms, I'll try to put it in simpler terms. There is a test where you keep the ball in center. There is a
Okay.
test where in the box, ball in the box, and then you put some balls. These are those tests which are.
Okay.
I mean, in my time when I had gone for the test, I did not have those video games or video parlors and all. Now everybody has got it. I mean, the mobile has got it, Counter-Strike, and I know these are all high-level games which go on and all. Now, if you ask me, this is not a test of your ability. This is the test of your aptitude. So I personally don't recommend you to do a number of practices for doing because when you see what is the difference between an ability test and an aptitude test. See, ability you want to improve, like आपका written exam हो गया, आप पढ़ोगे, उसके बाद memorize करोगे, and you utilize that. Some questions are based on memory, some questions are based on application, and now you get the एबिलिटी कितना आपको आपका दम कितना है चेक करेगा इसमें क्या है आपका एप्टीट्यूड है like somebody I never played golf because one of my senior person India squad only he said यार तू तेरे में वो एप्टीट्यूड नहीं है तू खेल नहीं पाएगा ये क्योंकि मैं उसको गोल्फ क्लब को निकाला यहाँ वहां घुमाया तो बोलता है यार तेरे में पेशेंस नहीं है तो I said okay good advice I took I see I am basically runner basically I used to uh, I used to come in first enclosure and medal in cross country in India. So I used to play basketball. ये मैं करता था. लेकिन मैं वो वाला गेम मेरे को नहीं आता. So see, because a runner has got his own. See, all are not good runners. सब लोग थर्ड फोर्थ में आने की कोशिश करते हैं. लेकिन some people come in second and first. So उसका aptitude होता है. उसका body structure भी होता है. See, incidentally, when I was a Devo, I was in charge. I was officer AC cross country.
Oh, great.
So what I used to do was I have interacted with the agency called Sports Medicine Center, and I had learned a
Okay.
few things. लेना it is not a body होता है एक runner's body होता है उसमें भी दो तरीके का होता है. Somebody runs long distances, somebody runs short distances. Body का physique भी different होता है. So ये
The
आपका aptitude हो गया.
sports medicine.
Sports Medicine Center घोरपुड़ी में है ये.
I have been there actually. There was
अच्छा
a
जी.
study in Pune in which
हाँ
a
हाँ
few cadets were sent
हाँ
just to check to they were trying to compare their performance in PT test versus the performance in various tests which were held there at that institute. So I don't know the result, but it was a good experience. Were very different kind of test, like throwing a ball while sitting, and there was some, VO2 max test was there. We were on a
correct.
cycle and the mask was put. So
Yeah.
it was quite
You
interesting.
you have reminded me of my days as a duo where I had taken the cadets to the army championship,
Okay.
and those days in the year 2001, my commandant had come from as a DA in England. He wanted certain things to be done regarding cross country. So this VO2 max test was taken that time. So I am
Okay.
familiar with what the VO2 max level एक level पे 4 पे होना चाहिए तो then you run long distances. So this test, see when you run also there are certain things. So now I think I am going a little bit away from the question you asked me. See, PABT is a aptitude test.
Okay.
So too much of coaching into the machine hard, I would say stick throttle is some of them. How do you prepare? You can familiarize yourself कि ये होने वाला है so that you are not taken aback. But I won't recommend you because in the PABT briefing itself, I tell that you are not supposed, no previous knowledge is required for that. That's what we tell because we are trying to test the aptitude of the candidate. So I personally feel that if you try a lot of video games, that is not because you have to pass the first your I would say ability test wherein you appreciate the airplane in different phases of flight and your mathematical ability. There are a lot of things which have been added. So when your question was what is the change? So we have made it more. See, the cockpit which used to be 30 years back was more stick throttle. Now it's like a cockpit management. Even the civil aviation also, you will see that I've had the opportunity to fly Boeing aeroplane, but the Boeing aeroplane I flew was analog. Now it's all digital.
Okay.
Now it is a flight management system aa gaya hai. Now you manage the system. So it is not only stick throttle. So you need some mental calculations. As a fighter pilot, you want to calculate. So they all have been incorporated. And they have tried to give a new this thing. They have done some trials similar to the Denovo trials or any project. They will have some trials and they started somewhere around 2009, 2014. I think incidentally I was in system that time, so they launched this. That is what I would like to mention.
Okay, so ये trials होते कहाँ पे हैं? Because candidates, is it at SSB centers?
Obviously, see, Mysore में होते थे, देहरादून में होते थे trials. Anything is not launched. See, it's got
Okay.
very serious implications, no?
Okay,
It's
sir,
about
performance.
file.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
sorry to cut you, sir.
No, no, no. See, it has got serious implications before the trials. When some confirmation is made, then only they start putting this as a test. So certain, just like the trials they did to you in sports medicine center, we initially do the trials. Thereafter, you do the project ka trials. Initially, we did both also. There have been times where we used to do PABT also, CPSS also.
Okay.
Then they said, okay, then the validity, there's a word called as validity of the test. So that is
Okay.
determined. Efficacy and validity. So these, the technical terms, we need not speak in public about that.
Sir.
So
Sir, जो main चीज my these cohort members who have joined, they want to ask is regarding screening, because many of them have problem in communicating. So they have eventually problem in group discussion and while narrating their story. So a few days back they were asking ki what should they do when they are stuck in a group discussion. When a fish market is there, then how is the performance evaluated? And what should be the ideal behavior of the candidate while sitting in the group discussion in the fish market?
see, the basic aim of screening procedure was to eliminate the obviously below average candidate. That was the aim around 1999. They started this phase one testing and they introduced it that time. And they started calling people, and after that, they do the clearly eliminatable, they are removed so that they can focus on those candidates who have a possibility to get into this thing. That is the organizational aim. Now, as a candidate, sometimes you will find that a very very तहजीब वाला लड़का जो है वो पहले आप करते रहेगा, उसके पास टाइम ही नहीं मिला, खत्म हो गया टीम, देन ही सेज यार मेरे पास तो टाइम नहीं मिला, and I never got a chance. See, it is very important for you to express yourself. First thing you need to, there are two aspects in this. One thing is about the narration. See, before now that you talked about communication, I will discuss that later on. Specifically, getting on to phase one testing, there is a requirement to listen to the instructions, and you should be first thing is listening to the GTO or whoever is briefing you. He talks about you saw a picture based on which you have written a story on a sheet of paper. Wherein you will after that you narration में आप क्या क्या करोगे? You will say the number of characters, their age, sex, mood, what you think has led to the situation, what is happening right now, and what is the most likely outcome. See, if you have observed the picture and if you have written this, that process will give you that much time to note down कि the essentials क्या है. You cannot beat around the bush and then say that I didn't get the time. यहीं पे communication has to be very crisp because you might get about 30 seconds to 1 minute maximum. So now you will have to go to the point कि there were so many characters. Their age is this much. It is your perception. Somebody might say that there are 3 people, somebody might say there are 4 people. Now it is up to you how you are perceiving and how you are expressing. See, perception तूने लिख के भी दे दिया हो, but you have to tell it in a crisp manner. Now, second point of your thing was crisp and to the point. Second point is when you have the people who are, especially this happened in repeaters. When there are so many repeaters. See, GTOs or the assessors, they will divide the group. If there is such a big fish market, this also is because I've done it many times wherein I know that this is one also. It is not so unfair as people are thinking, it has been so. But you will get a time where some blah 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 will go on. Suddenly there will be a time when somebody just stops, then you will have to pick it up. If you don't pick it up at that stage and wait for someone else to give you the opportunity, then it may not work out. This is what I would like to advise people, and you will have to express yourself, because in this test, it is more of your expression. Without expression, you will not be able, nobody will come to know how much stuff you got. You might be able to speak for 2 hours, but you didn't speak there. So I'm seeing whether you're speaking there or not. And most importantly, when others are narrating, what is your behavior? Lot of people you will find that मैंने अपना बोल दिया भैया, मैं अब तुम I am not bothered. So are you trying to and when the discussion takes place, what is the aim of the discussion? What was being told? You will have to say, you may have to come to a consensus on the majority of the people, which majority of the people agree upon, if not all of you. So obviously somebody is saying 4, somebody is saying 6, somebody is saying 2, somebody is saying there are no females, somebody is saying there are 2 females. See, now the point is ki are you participating in the discussion wherein you are able to contribute to the group consensus? See, for that you don't have to speak all the time. See, communication में आपका एक verbal होता है, एक non-verbal होता है. When you are not talking, आपका non-verbal communication चालू है पूरा. मीटर डाउन है, क्योंकि जो बंदा बोल रहा है कि तुम उसको, व्हाट आर योर एक्सप्रेशन, आर यू कीन टू लिसन टू हिम, आर यू नॉट लिसनिंग टू हिम, आर यू लुकिंग एट द जीटीओ, और आर यू लुकिंग एट समथिंग एल्स, आर यू ट्राइंग टू ओपन योर शीट एंड ट्राइंग टू सी कि मैंने क्या लिखा है. दैट इज आउट ऑफ एंशियसनेस, यू विल बी वाचिंग नो कि मैंने क्या लिखा है या वहां देख रहा है. So these are the non-verbal cues which it gets observed. Is he confident? Is he sitting comfortable? Is he getting insecure?
Okay. And so should a candidate participate in like fish market, or they should just keep quiet and wait for their turn?
That's what I'm trying to say, that you may not get that kind of a time, because you will have to interrupt somewhere in between. See, it cannot be that 10 people are speaking continuously for the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes. There will be a gap. You will have to wait for that.
But
You
sir,
will have to
generally
wait.
it happens that the assessors say, "Ki chalo, let's divide the group in two." And when
Yeah.
they divide the group into, then the GD starts again. Fish market hota hai, to they say, "Okay, gentlemen, thank you, and you may go."
No. See, what is the aim of the assessor there? He has to see, that's why I told you what is the aim of this thing. When he feels that here he's clearly below this thing. So that is the mandate. Now, individual subjectivity there will be there. Some people might feel that way, but the aim of the exercise is that whom you feel, cut the tail basically. If you ask me, that is the concept. There is
Okay.
a project which is going on to probably improve this. I am not sure when it will come, but there is a, like Denovo, this was also the project which is going from 2009. ऐसा
Okay.
नहीं है कि it is not there, because I know I've been to selection center south. I used to sit in the canteen because I used to see the people coming, and I know that there are certain concern. It's known to the highest level.
Okay.
The number
Okay.
of retention and things, like if you see FO's car retention is slightly higher than me.
Yes,
So
sir.
these kind of
Yes, sir.
statistics, data, everything is there.
Okay.
FO's medicals are slightly tricky.
Yes, sir. Very tricky to be frank.
I mean, see, you will have to. See, this is we are in a country where, I mean, there are some laid down procedures and they are following the procedure. ऐसा नहीं है कि they are doing some, because they actually, whenever a candidate has asked me, I want to pass more guys.
Okay.
If a candidate of mine, suppose I have done 3,000 candidates, out of them I have passed 400, and all out of those 400, or I have passed 600, out of those 600, 500 have passed. It stands to my satisfaction. That's your job satisfaction, that you identified a correct boy. And later on, you will fly with him, then that's a different exposure. We'll speak some other time about that.
Okay.
So that kind of experience you will have. No, अरे यार ये मेरा कैंडिडेट है, मैंने उसको ऐसा परसीव किया, अब यूनिट में आ गया है, यूनिट में now he is flying with me, now he is sitting ahead of me. See, I am a navigator,
Yes, sir.
and there is a candidate whom I passed in Dehradun. Now that person is flying me along with me. We both go for a mission, and I know that ki boss isko. And I mean, it's a nice exposure. See, if there are more candidates, I will feel more good about it. So it is not that there is no nasty thing in this. That's my take on this. See,
Okay.
sometimes you will have to get that. See, as a leader of which you are trying to be, you will have to make that passage जो आपको मिलेगा, उस पैसेज में आपको कंट्रीब्यूट करना है. आपका पॉइंट बताने से ज्यादा आपको ग्रुप कंसेंसस में आने में, आर यू कंट्रीब्यूटिंग और नॉट.
Okay. And
That's what.
sir, I remember my SSB back in 2017. हमारा ग्रुप डिस्कशन हुआ ही नहीं. And yet, हुआ नहीं as in कि fish market हुआ and we were told to go after like group was divided.
वो इंडिविजुअल केस होगा. See what
Okay.
happens, but you got recommended, no?
I got screened in. मैं पहले वो I want to ask कि why was I screened in? Was it on basis of OIR and narration? Like
No,
वो
if
मेरा.
you are saying that there are certain groups wherein I would not like to mention when and where, but where they're cutting each other. Somebody is climbing the plank and somebody is pulling it back.
बिल्कुल.
So now this is a disruptive group.
Okay.
So obviously your narration has been heard, no? See,
Okay.
what are you seeing in the person when you're in the person is screen? Is he able to convey his ideas? Does he have a
Okay.
flow of see we are not getting any Kalidas or Tenali Rama there, no? Like he's going to give some great thing which is some and you don't have that kind of time. In those 40 seconds to 1 second, you have expressed what's the flow of ideas. You already have the narration with you, and you
Okay.
already have the dictum in which you are saying, you've seen your behavior when others are speaking. What are you doing?
Okay.
So there is enough evidence for us to whether we should, and that's an incidental case. Like if somebody has done it in that batch, it is subjective.
Okay.
That's what I would
Fair
say.
enough. Sir, on a lighter note, what motivated you to join Air Force?
See, yeah.
Was it
Uh,
Top Gun? Like.
no. Top Gun, nahi, aisa nahi. See, actually, everybody has their own. Like my father, he had cleared naval SSB, but for reasons where he actually could not join because my grandfather held him. So he wanted somebody to like those generation. They felt that, and he trained me also. Like I am from a very small place. I did not have any specialized. Rather, I would say I was. If you now, when I'm the other side, I know that I got more trainability marks because I am from a Zilla Parishad school.
Okay.
I didn't know how to speak Hindi even when I joined NDA. And
Okay.
my English was so and so. I mean, we are not from a very big school, and there's no horse riding, there is no swimming pool, there is no such thing. Facilities were not there. Like कोई RMC का बंदा आता है तो he, I feel that he has been given that exposure because he's worked for it. I don't have any रोंदू टाइप नहीं होना चाहिए क्योंकि उसने अपना काम किया है, उसने अपना he has applied at the right time, he has done what he is supposed to do. तो exposure मिलता है तो अच्छा है. So I would always say training should be taken in the positive this thing. So the answer to the question was I wanted to do like I was doing mechanical engineering in a government city मिला था. In those days we had only 11 colleges in Andhra Pradesh. That is now Telangana and Andhra Pradesh now. So मुझे था कि I would for me Army, Navy, Air Force was same. I did not know that Air Force only and all Top Gun and all. I had not seen Top Gun also that time. Definitely, I had
Okay.
seen Rambo and all, but not Top Gun. So that's why maybe I wanted to be a helicopter pilot. I didn't make it in the pilot thing, so I became a navigator.
Great.
So I would say that there were many people. In fact, I saw one candidate in Bangalore who had written Maverick on his medical wala
Uh,
chest number.
chest number.
And you will be surprised, Simrat. I asked him कि भाई Maverick तो पुराना आदमी है. This is in the year 2017-18. So I told him he's an old guy यार अभी क्यों बोलता है? No, sir. I am motivated, and he is a naval candidate. So I said, you want to fly Top Gun now? So he said, yes, sir. So then I asked him, what is your father? His father is one who's senior to me in Bravo Squad.
Oh.
It's a very small world, you know.
Very
See,
small.
And he says, as he told you, he said, no, sir, he has not told me. But I said, why
Okay.
didn't you join? I mean, father's in the army, you should have taken army. So, no, no, sir, there is no restriction on me. So I think people are more informed now, and they are more, I would say, they got more information.
Sir, you're
And
from which course?
I'm 85th course, Delta Squadron.
Okay, sir, do you know about DCC Deepak Mudgal, sir?
Yeah, yeah. 82 India.
Yeah. Were you there when that famous incident in that cross country thing happened?
Yeah, yeah. Till then, people used to say you will never die of cross country.
Yeah.
It's a very sad thing, actually. See,
Yeah.
certain ironies are there. See, being an ex-India, you will know certain lingos. So they're like, I mean, it's something which is very, very, I would say, um, we were all touched. He was the cross-country captain. See, I was also a cross-country captain. You want the squad to do well. You didn't want to report sick. And being an ex-India, you will know reporting sick
Juniors.
uh, in front of juniors, that too in front of the final cross country. He must have been telling right from his fifth term when he
And,
must be a
and that too, he
fifth
was
term.
the cross country captain.
That's what. No, he will never report sick. He had fever.
Yes.
See, there was a recent incident. I don't know the year, but one eco candidate was lifted up by
Yeah, it
another
was
candidate.
I think 134th course was there, and CQMS had picked up a fifth termer.
Yeah, yeah. One
So yeah,
candidate, and then
and
they entered
General
the.
Barar gave him his
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, very.
Revans.
I mean, see, the cross country is the heart of NDA. See, NDA I mean, there are a few things which I know. Like India, mein cross country is given a lot of importance. Boxing is given a lot of
Boxing.
importance because there are reasons to it. Now that I became a Devo, I realized why it is so and how these become like Torchy. He gets high in merit. I
Turkey's
mean,
term is over and respect is also okay. Thank you. Next term again it starts.
yeah, yeah, again start. So, I mean, these are all, see, once you get to NDA and once you join NDA, then only you understand it's a different world, you know.
Totally, sir. Totally.
Because, like, these are all things like drill competition. For a few months, I was Devo in Charlie's Con.
Oh, Charlie, known
Charlie
for
ka
drill.
drill com, so I found the orderlies were best in that squad.
Yes, yes. Actually, they have cracked the code, I feel somehow, because they have won like more than 50% of times it is the Charlie's Con which wins Drillcom, and it is like
Yeah,
their tradition, and they do very well.
yeah,
Like in even
yeah,
my
yeah.
in my six terms they have won, I think 3 or 4 times they have won Drillcom. So I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. They do good.
No, no, I mean, there are certain traditions which they follow, and they are the best. Or at least this is what I remember as like, the team of the because they are also working for the competition.
Welcome.
Cadets are
I
working; they're giving their heart out, but there are other factors also. Cross country meets all 100% cadets.
Yes, sir. Even I remember in India, India's con orderlies and Juliet's con orderlies used to have a bet कि कौन सी squadron ऊपर आएगी cross country में, and even the waiters in the mess, even they are like कि नहीं इस बार India's con देख लेना किलो वालों
Yeah,
से
yeah,
better करेंगे, and that's how it used
yeah,
to like it was very fascinating. Sir, coming back to SSB, GTO में थोड़ा GTO के बारे में बात करते हैं because you yourself have been a GTO. Uh, in individual obstacles, what is being seen, individual obstacles and the snake race, I feel that is the only part where the physical ability of the candidate is seen. So is it the physical ability or some personality characteristics like being brave or courageous on rope and all जैसे बोलते हैं. uh, तो can you please share your experience?
okay. See, individual obstacles and the snake race. Um, Now I go back to the principles.
Okay, sir.
It's a social field. Like आप मगरमच्छ हो, आप when you are on land, you are just another reptile, another lizard which is big. Once you get inside the water, अब हाथी को पकड़ लेते हो, हाथी को खींच लेते हो। सो सोशल फील्ड में क्या होता है, सम कैंडिडेट्स दे आर नॉट गुड इन इंडोर्स, दे आर एक्सेप्शनली आउटडोर्स। सम कैंडिडेट्स यू विल फाइंड द अदर वे अराउंड, they're exceptional indoors. So as per the principle of social field, the GTO is getting varied social fields wherein he gets to know certain things. This is the backdrop. Now once you come, as you said that these are the physical tasks, see why not in PGT? PGT में उसका जो flexibility है, see when you are talking of certain things छोटा 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 आपको मिलता है in all the tasks. ऐसा नहीं है कि I will wait for individual obstacles to see whether a person is fit or not. It doesn't happen that way. Like GD में भी बंदा को what he is talking लेक्चरेट में भी दिखता है, जीडी में भी दिखता है, जीपी में भी वो बात करता है, कम्युनिकेशन चलता है। सिमिलरली स्नेक रेस में भी आपको कुछ इनपुट मिलता है। सी द इंडिविजुअल ऑब्स्टिकल्स कम्स अंडर द कंफर्मेटरी सीरीज, so where you fix that person कि okay he's got, see mostly you will find that he gets a limited time to do a particular number of obstacles. नो इन दैट लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ ऑब्स्टिकल्स में वो कैसे प्लान करता है वो भी एक एस्पेक्ट है। लाइक आई टेल यू एन इंसिडेंट व्हेन आई वाज इन देहरादून, देयर वाज अ टाइम आई हैड अ पर्सन विद मी, टू GTOs were sitting in one place because he didn't have a badge, so he sat with me. So we saw that there's a high jump in as an obstacle in the Air Force which carries 2 points. Now this candidate chose that as the first obstacle. And we also brief them that if you are unable to do it, you can do it once the rod is put back. So he tried to jump it, the rod fell down. Basically, he couldn't leap across. So he comes back. He again tries it. Now this boy is trying 10 to 12 times. Now what do you infer out of him? Are you seeing only the physical ability? Some candidate is avoiding a particular obstacle.
Okay.
It's in a circle format, and this guy is
Okay.
doing everything, but he's ऐसे घूम रहा है, भाग रहा है, and he's just waiting for that 3 minutes to. So you are aware that कि बस इसने avoid किया है, that input has come, but this is not the ultimate thing to say कि इसका courage नहीं है. See, there
Okay.
was a candidate who had swam the English Channel, but he could not jump and catch the rope. So
Okay.
courage is not only fear of heights is not the only thing in courage. See, you don't close a candidate or you don't take harsh things until unless you have confirmation. And that
Okay.
confirmation के लिए this is one of the tools. So your whether your movements are awkward, this is definitely seen. आपका जो बॉडी का लिम्ब मस्कुलर स्किल्स हैं, आपका फिजिकल एजिलिटी है. See, agility is different from endurance. That is what is the difference between a person who is a blazer in PT may be coming in fifth enclosure or fourth enclosure.
बिल्कुल.
हाँ, क्योंकि वो वहां पे कट हाफ बैक somersault है उसका असर. उसका बॉडी इज एजाइल. कट हाफ बैक somersault is the test for blazer.
Yes.
So, अगर तू वो कर लेगा तो तू बन गया ब्लेजर. नो ब्लेजर तो तू बन गया है, लेकिन तेरे को 10 किलोमीटर भागने में वो एजिलिटी इज नॉट गोइंग टू, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी ऑफ योर बॉडी इज नॉट हेल्पिंग. नो, सो एंडोरेंस इज डिफरेंट. नो, एंडोरेंस में आप क्या देख रहे हो, वो 3 मिनट में वो पूरा कर लिया. नो, फिजिकली भी फिट है, उसका थोड़ा बहुत एंडोरेंस का भी आपको इनपुट मिलता है. बट एंडोरेंस का डेफिनेशन इटसेल्फ, फिजिकल एंडोरेंस आई एम टॉकिंग ऑफ, इज ऑफ द डेफिनेशन इटसेल्फ इज प्रोलॉन्ग्ड स्ट्रेस होना चाहिए. ये प्रोलॉन्ग स्ट्रेस 3 मिनट में आई विल नॉट गिव इट, बट इट गिव्स यू अ पीक कि यस, दिस गाय हैज गॉट फियर ऑफ हाइट्स. कैन फियर ऑफ हाइट्स बी overcome? Yes, if he goes to a place where he tries to, like in my daughter's case, she overcome that. I took her to Kumbhalgarh and we climbed that. She didn't realize we are climbing a very high building. So
Okay.
suddenly he said, okay, now she's fine. So this can be overcome. I know candidates who don't. You must have seen the drama which happens on the
Yeah, they don't jump.
they don't jump. Incidentally, I mean, probably I will not like to diverge in that. Like my first tenure was in para training school.
Okay.
People hesitate to jump out of the aircraft also.
Naturally, sir.
हाँ, people say, why should you jump from a serviceable aeroplane? But that's what para is all about. That's what
बिल्कुल
para is all
बिल्कुल.
about. So what I'm trying to say is that they will hesitate, but it is overcome. But will you close a person, or what is his, see, in the Air Force, we don't want people with fear of heights because you are trying to get into the Air Force where you
Right.
will have to go through that. So there are, the GTO takes a considerate view, and then he will see and how he's planning. See, even in that, if there is a circle and he's going diametrically up down and wasting time, it comes out a little bit of what is he actually trying to do, and what is like, if you actually say टॉलरेंस ऑफ हाइट थोड़ा पता चल जाता है, एब्सेंस ऑफ आई वुड से बॉडी कोऑर्डिनेशन है कि नहीं है, या बॉडी कोऑर्डिनेशन है, some people don't have any arm strength, you know that he's got very like thin constitution, fragile. That's an observation. You pass fail is a different issue. Bone structure itself is too fragile, or like no, very too soft, गिर जाता है, accident prone. एज ए जीटीओ आई ऑलवेज टोल्ड माय अंडर ट्रेनिंग कि भैया ये देखना कि एक्सीडेंट प्रोन है कि नहीं. सी, एबिलिटी टू टेक रिस्क्स जुडिशियसली इज courage. See, there is a difference between courage and bravery.
Okay.
See, like if you don't have any fear, like Sam sir said, no, you are either like, no, you are like, then you are a brave man. If you have some fear and you overcome it, you become courageous. So courage is an OLQ. We are not keeping bravery as OLQ. Because training will develop your courage. So that is also, but you can't train courage to 0 to 200%, no? So trainability का उसमें aspect होता है. But this is, I think I have answered. Is there anything else which you like to clarify?
Not in this question, sir, but there are few other questions like command task में. Does it matter that how many people have called you as their partner, and or till then generally GTO has made up his mind कि मुझे किसको लेना है, मतलब what
No,
happens?
it is not done. See, that is not the procedure. It is, see, there are a lot of myths in the system which the candidates will propel. And I feel a lot is propelled by the repeaters.
Yes, definitely.
So they will say that कि यार ऐसा ही है. But what happens, see, there is a principle. Now I go back to the principles. There is a
Sir.
principle called sociometric.
Okay.
उसका एक input मिलता है कि the candidates, how the candidate is viewed in the group. But we don't give too much emphasis to it. क्योंकि आप बुकिंग कर सकते हो ना. Yesterday only somebody was telling me कि सर मैंने 1 को बुलाया, 1 ने मुझे बुलाया, मैं 4 नंबर हूँ,
I
तो हम
scratch your back, you scratch
you
mine.
scratch my back. It's very easily visible to us.
Okay.
See, at times I am not observing the candidate who has been the commander. I might be observing the subordinate.
Okay.
We are seeing only
Interesting.
behavior, no observing technique है ये. See, what is, whether is he showing the behavior which is expected out of a person who is, see, subordinate is a more terminology used in the army. We sometimes call helper in the Air Force. तो कितने हेल्पर चाहिए, तो तुम अपना हेल्पर को बुलाएगा. See, there are times when the GTO interferes and does not approve the helper whom the candidate wants.
Okay. And why is that so, sir?
See, basically, you are seeing group dynamics, no?
Okay.
If somebody is leaning too much of some on person, so I'll say उसको deny कर दो. तो फिर ये क्या करेगा? या फिर somebody, I will get somebody who is, both are on loggerhead, they're fighting with each other.
Okay.
I'll say, okay, join in. Now, what is your behavior? Will he contribute the same manner, or will he be able to exercise judiciously? See, what are you checking in command task? You are trying to see, see, there is a concept which is there, that there are some people who have the urge to be leaders, but they don't have the capacity. There are some who have the capacity, बट दे ठीक है यार, सीएसएम बना दिया तो तब मैं काम करूंगा, सीएसएम बनाया नहीं तो कोई बात नहीं यार, आई विल रिलैक्स, आई विल, जब टाइम आएगा तब करूंगा. सो उस
बिल्कुल।
बंदे को मैं फोर्स कर रहा हूँ ना कि भाई तू लीडर है, तू करेगा अभी, तू कैसे करेगा? सो ही हैज द कैपेसिटी, आई नो ही डज इट. So I'm clarifying my doubts. Basically, command task is usually, and basically the candidates view it in a different way because that is the task where the GTO is directly meeting one on one, and he gets a chance to speak a few words with him. No, so he thinks that "Ki, this is the task or मेरे को easy task दिया है." And I've seen a lot of candidates telling me only, "कि ना sir, there was one good candidate with whom I passed very highly. I gave him a very simple task. उसका धरती फट गया. He said कि सर ये बहुत सिंपल है." And then
There is this myth, or I don't know what is the reality, that if you get a tough task and if the GTO is like scolding you or testing you, so that means that he is interested in you.
yeah, I'm giving you the same thing. That guy had passed with very high marks with me. But I just gave him that. I said, यार, I found that कि his functional ability is good. यार तुम लीडर बन के पहले टास्क से तू कर रहा है, so I might be checking a subordinate in that because I know that कि he's a particular level boy. So I need not check him on this because I know that कि he can do. See, this is very subjective, very, very subjective, and you will not find, like, suppose, how is the task can be made easy or difficult. You can always change the design of the task and you can change the helping material. Don't give him a rope. He has been doing everything with the rope. He's comfortable with the rope. Remove the rope and see whether he's functional or not. So these kind of things are there, wherein you will find that we are trying to get the functional ability of the candidate. How good is he? If he see, that's what we want in the Army, Navy, Air Force. Bhai, is he able to utilize his resources properly? Is one aspect only. Is he able to socially mix around as a leader? How he is behaving? That is more applicable in the command task because you forced him that कि भैया तू ही captain है अभी तू करेगा अभी. So this is the thing. Is there anything which you would like to ask in this command task?
No, sir.
So
I think
sociometry as a principle is there definitely, but it is not given undue importance is what I would like to say. It is given, yeah, we come to know that कि यार ये बंदा popular है. अगर 4-5 बंदे बुला रहे हैं तो it could be because he is a jumping
performance.
jack.
हाँ,
No, he is a bloody stud यार, उसको बल्ली पकड़ लेता है. कहीं लोग बुलाते हैं क्योंकि वो रस्सी ठीक से फेंकता है या
सही।
रस्सी ठीक से बांधता है. He's being used. It's not because he's the leader of the group. He has a special ability with the ropes. Because I remember one boy who had come from जज्जर के आसपास का, उनके घर में गाय भैंस थे.
हाँ,
उसको रस्सी बांधना बहुत बढ़िया से आता है. कोई और लड़का उसको यूटिलाइज कर रहा है तो यू हैव टू गिव इट ग्रांटेड टू हिम ना कि यार उसको पता है
बिल्कुल।
कि इसको यूटिलाइज कर रहा है. वो आस्क हिम आल्सो कि व्हाई डू कॉल हिम, मतलब सर उसका रस्सी बांधने का बहुत बढ़िया है. आई थिंक इज द बेस्ट
Even
इन द ग्रुप.
Even I remember I called one of my course who later became my course mate. So he had done some work in scouts. So he was very good in flying and all. And so I called him. Yeah, you're right.
हम नेवल
Uh,
एसएसबी, नेवल एनसीसी गाइस, दे बिट
okay.
गुड. सी, what will I do if he comes? I'll remove the rope.
Okay.
And
Uncomfortable
then,
थोड़ा करोगे उसको.
no, not to make him uncomfortable. See, this is where the candidate's perception is there.
Okay.
See, I want to pass him here. I want
Okay.
to pass him I want to take him to the level where he can be placed. So I will tell him कि यार ये इसके साथ भी करता है, इसके बावजूद रिस्ट्रिक्शन, जो सबसे इजी चीज है उसके साथ, जो सिंपलेस्ट ऑफ व्हाट ही हैज लर्नड, व्हाट इज प्रैक्टिस, उसको निकालने के बावजूद भी इसका फंक्शनल एबिलिटीज हाई, मींस ही इज अ हायर लेवल कैंडिडेट. नो,
बिल्कुल.
दैट्स व्हाट.
Sir, any memorable incident in your years of service at various selection centers जिसमें आपको लगा यार ये कैंडिडेट या तो मतलब बहुत ही डेमो है या तो थोड़ा स्पेसिफिक है, मतलब either case memorable, any memorable event?
I can remember one thing. I had got posted after 3 years of tenure in Dehradun. I went to my first unit para training school. So there was one guy whom I had given him very clear pass marks. and one whom I had restrictions on.
Okay.
Now both of them are in the same squadron. See, I have, you can say that I do remember people. Face recognition thoda mera theek hai. So I
Okay.
could remember both of them, and they also remembered my face because they are that graduate entry. They are not that NDA वाला. NDA में
Okay.
generally आपको भूलने का scope होता है क्योंकि
हाँ,
आपका वहाँ दिमाग में थोड़ा सा निकल जाता है NDA में ना. So when
बिल्कुल.
these people came, they also recognized कि sir आप देहरादून में थे. We know that and all. Now the person whom I've given lesser marks is performing better in the squadron.
Oh,
It
good.
happens. And
Yes,
I was
yes.
like, I mean, both of them know I passed them, but the point is, ki, I know that, but I've never told them. But I have flown with both of them. I have flown one as the co-pilot, one as the captain, and now I'm flying a para sortie, para dropping sortie, whatever. So now we know that. So this I feel is a very you can call that is a learning experience to me. Ki na, bhaiya, see, you are seeing a particular person from a window, and that is not the ultimate thing in that. See, you are not God, you know.
बिल्कुल.
You've seen the performance of a person, you rated him a particular place. That's it.
Plus,
And
sir,
he
like,
has, huh? हाँ,
I
बोलिए.
can be wrong, I'm not sure, but I feel like personality is dynamic. Like आज मैं जैसा 12th में था वैसा मैं कॉलेज में नहीं था, जैसा कॉलेज में वैसे एनडीए में नहीं था, और जैसे एनडीए में था अभी तो डेफिनेटली वैसा नहीं हूँ. So like it changes, don't you
Yeah,
think?
definitely.
Yes.
See, वो नेचर एंड नर्चर ना, आपका इनहेरेंट एक बेसिक सेट है. उसके बाद आपको एक्सपोजर मिलता है. लाइक आप एक यूनिट जाते हो, अगेन द सोशल फील्ड चेंज, नो.
बिल्कुल.
And maybe I'm giving too much of talk on social field, but the point is कि आपका फील्ड चेंज हो गया, सोशल फील्ड चेंज हो गया, तो आप यू आर डिफरेंट पर्सन ऑल टुगेदर. सी, यू कम टू इंडिया स्क्वाड के बारे में नहीं बोलूंगा. देर आर सम स्क्वाड्स,
Thank you, sir.
HCL है, HCL है,
Yes, sir.
हंटर लिमा, चार्ली स्क्वाड्स.
Charlie. Yes,
वहां
sir.
का एक सिस्टम है.
Yes, sir.
एक जेंटलमैन स्क्वाड है, अल्फा स्क्वाड. कोई बंदा जाता है 5 टर्म्स इन अल्फा स्क्वाड, वो चार्ली स्क्वाड चल के वहां एससीसी बनता है. तो
They
उसके
he
लिए
changed the culture.
द कल्चर इज डिफरेंट कि भैया
Yes, sir.
लाइक ना, डोंट लीव द मैन, आई डोंट माइंड यू लूजिंग द मैन. क्या बोलते हैं ना, बॉल बट डोंट लूज द मैन. सो दिस काइंड
Ma-
ऑफ डायलॉग्स यू विल फाइंड इट इन सम स्क्वाड्स. इट मे नॉट बी लाइक दैट इन अ डिफरेंट स्क्वाड.
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल. Either the man or the ball. You have to
हाँ,
get
तो
either one.
get somebody, but you have to get
Get
somebody,
somebody.
no? Yeah, so
That's
I'm just
the
saying that is a thing.
so I was a national player in golf before
Hmm.
I joined NDA, and
Hmm.
I told my CSM, sir, I want to try out for golf academy team. So my
Hmm.
father had told me, try करना, you will easily get blazer. So I was like, ठीक है मैं जाता हूँ. My CSM made sure that I don't go for that, and he said कि you नहीं, you will play some troop game. तो I told him, sir, मैं बास्केटबॉल मुझे आता है, इस टाइम बास्केटबॉल और हॉकी थी, तो I chose basketball. Told him. तो बोलता नहीं नहीं, you will play hockey. So he had put me in fifth string, and he had put me in hockey just because I was a Khalsa and I was a golf player. So he had come to nahi, to
This
defend
is
the
the selection criteria, you know.
selection criteria is totally different. And then we won in fifth string, but always in before the match, he used to tell us either you score more goals than the opponent team, or you decrease the opponent team to less than 7 so that they can't play.
I can imagine. It's a fact. People might laugh at it, but like that is true.
बिल्कुल
See,
सर.
that
एंड
person has decided some selection criteria. कि भाई
यस
आप
सर.
खालसा हो, आप गोल्फ प्लेयर हो, तो आप स्विंग अच्छे से कर लोगे. So you are string player. So anyway, I mean, on the lighter side, I said that, but these kind of things are there. In different squads have got different cultures, and like if I tell you, I mean, and a different anecdote, I don't know whether I'm taking too much. Like,
नो नो
see,
सर,
as
प्लीज.
as a cadet in Delta Squad, I
सर.
never liked people who used to do battalion entertainment.
ओके.
So I always used to be having a serious look at them. Like, have you come here to do band party or something
भांड.
else? Somebody had given me this idea that, Don't encourage this. You have not come here to irritate
Dance.
people and dance and sing songs and all. Now I became a Devo in Alpha, and then these are battalion competitions, you know. Then this gentleman, my battalion commander, he made me in charge of battalion entertainment.
Oh my God.
So I told him, sir, I'm not good at it. You give me something from Peacock Bay because I have done boat pulling and I have done
Sir.
rowing also, something like that. बोट पुलिंग दे दीजिए बोलता यार नहीं आपको दे दिया खत्म है आर्मी अफसर थे तो मैंने बोला खत्म है तू करेगा he said यार what funny things are you saying यार you are some 5-6 years of service you are saying you don't like entertainment and all what is this so I went to Delta Squad का एक third termer था he is now a group captain now this
Okay.
gentleman was a third termer and I told them see yaar I don't know anything about entertainment you do anything but don't do below the belt they came first
Okay.
and battalion commander is actually appreciating me good show and next 3 terms I was in charge
Oh my God.
because he's led the team to victory you know so I had no credit to that and as a Devo I fought for the third termer to get merit card in entertainment. So
Oh,
when I
great.
first proposed this merit card in entertainment to commandant, he said, "Are you nuts here?" Then I told him one of my course mates, 85th
Yes.
Delta, he was merit card in entertainment.
Okay.
So they checked it up. Commandant got it checked up. Is it true? So then this boy was given merit card in entertainment.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm trying to say is, as a duo, you are totally. I mean, your outlook is changed now. Yes, yeah, it is required. फौज में होता है. Now I know that it is just that I am too shy.
बिल्कुल.
And that exposure is not there in my Jilla Parishad school. That's all.
बिल्कुल.
That's
These
it.
days they have merit card in dramatics, like they have termed it that way in
Yeah,
NDA.
yeah. That is merit card in dramatics only. I am telling it in the cadet lingo
Okay.
that it's merit card in entertainment. Nobody gives you. How is the commandant right? His merit card in something like
Yes,
see
yes.
in my squadron people used to say you have half blue in boxing, half blue in cross country. You have to be half blue in hockey, basketball. Like you have faced it. Like academy blazer in golf is
No
you have
value.
to be blazer in PT. Yeah.
Yeah.
What want to be blazer? Be blazer in PT. Even if you are good in golf, doesn't matter. So this is I mean I would say that's training का part है वो.
बिल्कुल. Sir, on that note, I think we can end this video, this part of the video, and we will make another video on leadership and all for all our viewers because you have considerable experience as a instructor at almost all the organizations. So, thank you so much, sir. And before going, I would like to ask you, what is that one advice for all defense aspirants who are watching this video and they're preparing for to get into armed forces?
See, now that you have asked me about the PP&DT, I would like to tell that you need to improve your communication skills.
Okay, great.
Now, even though it talks only, there's only one OLQ which discusses about it, that is power of expression. Now, excuse me, your power of expression can be divided into your written expression and spoken expression. Now, when it comes to spoken or expression, you have content and the manner. See, both are equally important. And
बिल्कुल.
communication means what? You are transmitting information, somebody is receiving an information, and then the transmission is acknowledged that I have understood, then the communication is complete. Now, with this background, if you look at how do you like non-verbal communication generally, like see, you talked about PP&DT, I never got the time to speak. He is not talking about the non-verbal communication clues he has given. Non-verbal communication has got a significant impact in all, I would say, wherever you go. Your face will tell a lot of things. How you stand, how you sit, how, like, I have seen people pen को ऐसे कट करते रहते हैं PP&DT में. Why is
Tapping
he
their
doing it?
legs, like
Tapping their legs
nervousness.
is still okay. This pen ऐसे लिया, tuck, 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 and it's actually, he's doing it so many times. or somebody is taking that sheet and trying to usko bana raha hai uska. So see, this is also seen in the PPNDT. See, now when we talk of in an effective manner of communication, you need to have the posture, the manner. And one of the most important things to improve your communication is about listening. Even when I have written AR of somebody, if I write, he's a good listener. Like you are a good listener. You are listening to me. You are asking me the right question and allowing me to speak. And you are getting the correct information. Like, if you don't listen, then I would say your situational awareness will not be there. Here, somebody has already told your point, and you are again saying the same point in the discussion. That means you have not listened to that person, no? So
बिल्कुल
listening is very important. Listening to the GTO. What has he told you? Suppose I tell that, okay, red has become blue and blue has become red. The task has become totally different. So now if I don't listen to it, then you will not be able to. That's what I say, situational awareness. It will affect you directly. Now then, how do you improve it? A lot of candidates ask me, candidates actually, even cadets ask me. Today, in my time, this public speaking competition was not there. No, I
अच्छा
think it is there. It was
yes
not
sir
there during my time.
I
See,
participated in that I got book
you must
prize
have, because you are, you are a good listener. So then only you will be able to communicate. No, see, now what happens is uh, like if you ask me how will you improve it, first thing is you need to have vocabulary. See, to increase your vocabulary, you will have to read books, you will have to read articles, newspapers. Maybe you will have to use some kind of dictionary or thesaurus. So your vocabulary improves. Then you'll have to talk in front of a mirror. I used to do it. In fact, I'm not equal to him, but they say that Winston Churchill also used to do it, practice. All great speakers, they'll practice. If you want to be leader of men tomorrow, you need to practice. Yeah? It doesn't come just like that. So you will have to talk. You will see, okay, I'm talking like this. I'll see the facial expression. I'll see that, okay, what are my gestures. So then you will understand. Thereafter, I would say, uh, you need to practice. You may actually, in one of the schools, I had tried that. I used to show, I'll show them, I'll first give them the plot. I'll give them the plot of Guns of Nagar. I'll tell them this is it, and then I'll put the subtitles के साथ आप देख लीजिए, ताकि आपको pronunciation का आपका improvement होगा.
definitely
See, accent is never a problem. Being from South India, I will have this accent. Yeah? I cannot say that, or a person who is from maybe Punjabi, he will have his accent. The Bengali will have his accent. But that is not stopping your communication at all. So kindly keep that in mind. Maybe you will get the accent also a little bit, so that pronunciation is different from accent. Slightly different. So you will get the correct pronunciation of a word so that you can communicate. Thereafter, you need to be brief and to the point, and flow of ideas. Are they in the correct sequence? Are they jumbled up? That also makes a difference. And as far as written is concerned, please don't use the computer and autocorrect or mobile. They destroy your spellings. I remember
okay
some people writing RODE as road here. And
oh
one full
shit.
group has written that. They're all engineers, by the way. See, because they have always been doing computer engineer होगा, वो अपना autocorrect पे छोड़ देता है और वहां पे RODE लिख रहा है. So now what happens is, I penalize him for that. But basically his spellings are, like if you see a lot of people from abroad, I knew somebody from abroad, that girl used to write a letter, my cousin basically. Uska handwriting poor hota tha. She was not good
Yes
in that handwriting, because our
they don't
handwriting
have
is good.
cursive handwriting in their
Like we
countries
have been taught, no? So you have to write, and your psych test is totally based on your written expression. हैंडराइटिंग खराब हो या ना हो, आपको वोकैबुलरी तो समझ में, यू somebody some word is shown, you should know that word. Intoxication लिखा है, you should know the correct meaning of it. So for that you need to work on this. And written का भी, spellings can destroy your story.
okay
See, if you don't know the correct spelling of the word and you put something else, it will, it becomes a comic situation. So you need to focus on communication. You asked, I will only talk of communication because I feel इसको sort out करेगा, इससे ही बाकी windows खुलते हैं.
Bilkul. Thank you so much for that, because all these students who are there in this seminar, they are communication students. They are we are been training them for the last 1 week for
Okay.
communication. We have some language experts, so they are with them. They're practicing and they're quite spirited. Sir, can we take few questions from them if they have any questions? I don't know if they have or not.
Like I'll be glad to answer. I'll answer to the best of my ability.
Great. So, guys, if you have any question, so you can raise your hand and we will add you and unmute you uh, so that sir can answer. Okay, so we have one question from Ankit Negi. Ankit, you can unmute yourself.
Jai Hind, sir. Jai Hind, bhaiya.
Jai Hind.
Sir, my question is that in GD, we get 3 leads and we have to speak on one, or so I have a question that should we speak on only one lead, or we can combine all the 3 and speak on, we can switch the leads in between.
Okay. Let it be very clear. For that you need to listen to the GTO. What was the GD का briefing क्या होता है आपको? आपको question दिया गया है ना? There will be a statement followed by a question. Now, if I say, I'll give you can you give me any GD topic, or you want me to give you a GD topic?
Sir, right now I cannot recall, sir. You can only.
Okay, I will give you a GD topic. Okay.
Yes,
Now, if we talk of a GD topic, like the northeastern parts of this country are not as developed as some other parts of the country, wherein there is large scope of improvement compared to some other parts of this country. You agree with this statement?
Yes, sir.
Now, what in your opinion is the most important reason for this outcome, where there is still scope for improvement in a particular state, in the northeastern side? Is it geographical location, or is it government policies, or is it insurgency? Now, if you see my question is, what in your opinion is the most important reason? Now, if I am asking you what is the most important reason, now you are saying all 3.
Yes, sir.
So read the question, no, what has been asked. I've just given you one example, that's all. If you listen to the question, you are very sure that he's asking here, all 3 are there. Out of them, what is your opinion? In your opinion, what is the most significant reason for this? So I think you have any doubt in this? What is the most significant reason? So you don't have, let's not get into the discussion, but I think I have answered your question.
Yes, sir. Sir, so one more doubt is there. So if we want to convince the guy of who is speaking on another lead, so can we enter his domain and speak in his respect, that we can convey him that we are
Okay,
correct?
better. I think that is what I have tried to tell you, that you have to listen to the briefing of the GTO. GTO
Yes, sir.
has said this is a friendly, informal exchange of views, just as you would be doing with your parents, brothers, or sister on the dining table. You can speak whenever you like, whatever you like, and whatever number of times you like. So you are saying that I will agree to this point, or my view is that I prefer that it is because of the geographical location, because it's got a lot of jungles, it's got a lot of rivers. Okay, now if you
Yes,
are
sir.
saying this and somebody says no, it is because of insurgency problem, there is a lot of violence there, and somebody is talking on that manner, you are free to counter him.
Yes, sir.
You know, this is your feeling, no?
Yes, sir.
Great.
Correct.
Thank you. Sorry, sir. Sorry to cut you.
No, no
Please
problem.
continue.
No,
Uh,
please.
Thank you, Ankit, for your question. And now, Gaurav, I will unmute you. You can join the forum. Gaurav, you can unmute.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Simrat Bhaiya.
Good
Sir, I
evening.
am Gaurav from Delhi. Is- My question is, what can we do to generate ideas in PGT? And my second question is, what's the importance of data in GD? Data and figures in GD.
Okay. Now that we were discussing, see what is group discussion. You have been asked to the question we just asked. What in your opinion? See, if you have data and figures, you are trying to convince your point using some data. Okay. But if you are smart enough, or if you have the convincing ability, you will be able to convince somebody without the data also. Having data is a plus point which you have got. But ऐसा नहीं है, see, generic topic होती है. Whether interlinking of rivers is good for this country or not. Now, if that topic is there, or the topic may not be like this, they'll say, yeah, what is the best way to solve the freshwater problem? Your point is that it should be interlinking. Now you will give so much of data. See, sometimes too much of data also may not be useful. You have to use it judiciously. See, I told you content and the manner. In the content, it is not 100% required that you know that in Corona, so many people died, so many were injured, or so many got admitted and got. Oh, see, it's not about that. No, what do you want to say? It's a general topic. It's a topic which you are discussing. You need not go into the depths of. It is not required because you are talking to your own batchmates who are supposed to have. See, now if you have too much of knowledge or some specific knowledge, it is okay. You can utilize it to your benefit. But in the discussion in a general topic, if you want to include mathematics, you want to introduce statistics, you want to introduce graph method, it may not be working out. No, you see the graphs, it will say something. You can't show the graphs there because there are 8 people talking. If you have the information, use that information. If you don't have it and you are speaking in a general manner, then also if you are able to convince, you have won the battle. Yeah?
Okay, sir.
ठीक है
Got
ना?
it.
हाँ, I hope you. And what is the second part you told me, that PGT ka how to generate solutions.
I do. Yes, sir.
Solutions come with the problem. See, what are you doing in the PGT? You are functioning it comes in a particular stage of group development. You need not know about that. But as a group, you are trying to or rather solve a problem in a particular situation. A structure is made in a particular way. You will have to use a rope, or you will have to use a plank. You will have to use all 3, depending on the stage. And you will have to make some plan. So for that, what is more important is whether you have observed the structure properly. Because there will be not only one solution in any of the tasks. There will be more than one solution, because how I think, you might think totally differently. Even the 3 topics be aisa hai ki, because there is scope. No? Somebody is taking one lead, the other person takes some other lead. So you need not see, some people see what is PGT meant for. As a group, you must cross. So giving ideas is only one of the aspects. See, you give a workable idea, none of the people in the group accept. That can be a situation.
Sir, I think the question is regarding PPDT because I think.
Is he? No. He told me PGT.
Okay.
I'm
Sorry.
talking of PGT. Am I right, Gaurav?
You're right, sir.
See, if you are saying that I want, see, you are not giving 100 solutions and nobody accepting it. Is it better? Or you are cooperating with a partial workable idea somebody gives and you modify it to become better? It is all situation based and how your contribution is there to the group. See, always think of the group, not that I am giving some 10,000 ideas. I hope you are understanding. It is not, you must give solutions because you have, for that you need to observe the structures. But
Yes, sir.
your contribution is not just to give ideas. You are giving ideas, you have to implement that idea. Suppose you tell him tie the rope in such a way. Like, you are
Yes,
not
sir.
able to tie it in that way. There will be some other person who knows the better way of tying it. So you will
I
take
think
his help also, no? Understood?
implementation, utilization of resources, and also sequential way that we are going is also matters.
Sequence thing, matlab, see, I would say that how much are you your effective level of functioning, how much are you able to contribute to the group?
Okay, sir.
See, suppose I am just standing with the load and doing nothing. I don't talk. I don't do anything. Activity is group activity, no? How much are
Yes.
you able to help? Somebody is giving some, "Arey yaar, please let him speak here."
Yes.
That is also a contribution, no?
Yes, sir.
Somebody is giving an idea, the group has got stuck, somebody else is giving an idea, you are listening to him and trying to understand that idea.
Yes.
And then you say that, boss, this idea is good, let's implement it, let's try it.
Okay, sir. Got it.
You have
Because the
contributed.
end goal is to end goal is that we have to clear the as a group
As
task
a
as a
group,
group.
not as a single person, especially in PGT.
Okay, sir.
Understood?
Got it, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
Great. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for that question. And last question of the evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Simrat Bhaiya.
Good evening.
I am Prabhat Rai. I am a student of Army Public School, Dhola. I have just finished my 12th standard with PCM as my main subject. Sir, my question includes in group discussion, if we get a topic of which we don't have any idea, it's a new topic to us, then how we will generate idea at that point of time?
Manage. How will we manage?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, Prabhat. You have asked a very, I would say, जो दुख की
Interest.
दर्द होता है, जो some task. See, when will you, the topic जो हम create करते हैं ना, जब आप महाभारत होती है, फिफ्थ स्ट्रिंग जैसे लोग लड़ रहे हैं एक दूसरे से, कोई सुनने नहीं दे रहा है, एक दूसरे को अभी काट रहे हैं, सब लोग 5 लोग नहीं, दूसरे को बात ही नहीं करने दे रहे हैं, 3 लोग तो चुप ही बैठ गए क्योंकि भैया हम चांस ही नहीं है। ऐसा कुछ विस्फोटक स्थिति आ गई है, तो हमारे पास टूल्स अवेलेबल हैं, तो थोड़ा हायर लेवल। सी, जीडीज आर मेड इन सच अ वे, वन ग्रुप डिस्कशन में आपको 2 देंगे, आपको एक चॉइस में आप दो, यू विल चूज वन टॉपिक. So
Yes, sir.
generally this problem what you are facing does not happen in the first discussion, क्योंकि
Yes,
आप
sir.
लोगों ने चूज किया है ना.
Yes, sir.
कभी कभी सुसाइड कर लेते हैं वो, they will ask some topic themselves and I will not call suicide, I will say अपने पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी मारना. सुसाइड इज अ वेरी हार्श वर्ड. वो लोग कुछ ऐसा पूछ लेते हैं जो वो बता नहीं पा रहा है. ओके, ऐसा सिचुएशंस मैंने 1-2 बार देखा है. या वो लोग गलत समझ गए टॉपिक को ही, वो लोग समझा ही नहीं, वो सुना ही नहीं ना. लिसनिंग, आई टोल्ड यू नो, वो सुना ही नहीं टॉपिक एंड दे आर गोइंग ऑन अ टेंजेंट. सो देन आई विल गिव अनदर टॉपिक. नाउ दिस सेकंड टाइम द चॉइस इज माइन. There is more possibility of you getting stuck in this kind of thing. Am I right or not? You tell me this.
You can unmute.
प्रभात, हाँ, अनम्यूट कर लीजिए.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I talking the right thing, or are you feeling that कि group discussion 1 में ही आपको ये situation आ गया है?
No, you are talking in the right direction.
Okay, thank you. See, now when some topic is given which you are not familiar with. See, once I remember when I had newly become a GTO, I had given a topic. I did not know that one of the girls is she's done law. No, she took a topic which she had known everything about law. So lawyer थी वो, basically उसने LLB किया हुआ है, तो उसने चेप दिया बाकी लोगों को. But you come to know later on कि यार when she incidentally I asked her in command task कि भैया तुम्हारा ग्रेजुएशन किस में है? मुझे डाउट आया कि the data she was giving. Now, suppose somebody who is from engineering background, she is not able to get catching on this aspect. So this can happen to anybody. Like somebody, see, you have not been interested in certain topics. Northeast को आप कभी गए नहीं हो. अब मैंने Northeast का topic दे दिया. तो आप इस situation में क्या करेंगे? See, first thing is you will have to, in that again, listening. How
Okay,
do you
sir.
manage that situation कि आपको वो blind है? So that content में आपको you have a disadvantage in the content because you do not know. Now the second aspect comes the manner. आप इतना, if you have 12th class passed, you will know some knowledge of आपका physics, chemistry, math, geography, history. कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा कोई alien topic तो नहीं बोलेंगे कि हाँ rocket technology के बारे में होगा नहीं. There is no GT topic wherein you will ask, he'll ask you about cryogenic engine or what are the three options which you will take to make the next UAV. ऐसा क्वेश्चन नहीं होता है. उसमें
Yes, sir.
जनरल टॉपिक है. When you listen to the other people, you will get certain and then you will develop on that. This is the only thing I can tell you. If you have got totally blank, you will, for that you need to listen. You may not be the first person to speak. You will agree with somebody, no?
Yes, sir.
Out of the 3 leads, somebody takes 1 lead, second one person takes. So you will start probably late in the discussion, but you will contribute. See, discussion में आपका contribution कैसा है? आप logical point दे रहे हो. Like somebody asked me, statistical data नहीं होगा आपको.
Yes, sir.
Suppose river water dispute system के बारे में बोला है and somebody is chepoing on, he is coming from Karnataka and Tamil Nadu border. So he is chepoed on Kaveri. You are not familiar with that. But there you will always find that there is some river water dispute between Haryana and Punjab also.
Yes,
Delhi
sir.
also wants water from the canals out there or some kind of water distribution system is there. So with that you will correlate. कि नहीं
Okay.
भैया, it's not happening only, Karnataka is not only stopping here, we have issues in the north also. See, I'm just telling you, if somebody, you will get the information. And it is not only bound to the river water dispute is not bound only between the states. We have recently, if you remember, Pakistan also had some issue with us कि आपने इस river का बंद कर दिया. Bangladesh is
Yes.
also happening. See, until unless if you are clear about these things, then you will be able to speak in a logical manner. Again, see, you got lesser number of ideas, but you cannot be zero, especially after listening to certain arguments.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Prabhat. On that note, let's end today's session. Thank you so much, sir, for your time, and it was a honor and a privilege to talk to you. And this is only the first video which we are doing with sir. हम आगे भी sir के साथ collab करते रहेंगे. If you want to get under the guidance of Group Captain Bharath sir, do check out Sainik Gurookool. I will put the link. I will put the details on the screen. And sir, is there any way if any student wants to get under your guidance, how can they reach out to you?
Definitely, we will welcome that. And I would say there are ways, I mean, I can share the numbers with you and
Okay,
they can contact my staff. I will be
okay,
able to, I will be glad to guide them.
great.
And
Contact
I
details.
am now residing in the NCR.
Okay,
We can
okay,
do online this thing also if it is required. I will be
great.
definitely glad to help the aspiring students.
Great. Contact details will be in description. Do check it out. Also like, share, subscribe this video and share it amongst your friends so that maximum people can be benefited. And thank you so much, sir. And also thank you so much to all the cohort members for your time. Last 1.5 hours, you have been listening very patiently and have asked good questions. So good job, guys. And sir, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Simrat, and thank you.
Great. On that note, take care, guys. Jai Hind. Bye.
Jai Hind.